Houston. Duke Johnson with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go, still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Not the start that they were hoping for. The interception on the first play of the game. It leads to 6 points. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. They'll run it now out of the gun. And his first carry, he loses the football. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Third and long for Prescott. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Johnson. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 11 at the 39-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Stop your whining.
Out of the pistol, here's Johnson. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Oh, this one is no good. Fairbairn hangs it out to the right, and this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Watch the air. Shit.
Hey, kill. 26.
A look at Kerryon Johnson, 2nd-year man out of Auburn. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down.
Kill.
2nd and 5 now. Prescott, and he'll hit Jeffrey complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
A first scoring update now from Carolina. An early lead in that game for the Falcons. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat. Looking for Stills here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Bear in mind they had 2 interceptions last week, but that was in 4 quarters. They've got 2 here in the first quarter alone.
And the unsung people in this streak, the pass rushers, because most of the time, they're the ones that affect things in the pocket.
And now on the pitch, the ball's loose, and the Texans scoop it.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
On 2nd down now. It's Johnson. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
No gain on the play. Leads to 3rd and 11.
Right there, in the middle, 55. Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off by Eric Murray. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon, so that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. And now the throw going to Fuller, and he's got it. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Johnson on the counter. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10.
Mike 56. Mike 56.
Watson off play action. And he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
A gain of 21 yards.
Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Texans football to start quarter 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Johnson. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Here we go.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
At the 10-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Johnson running right. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Reset. You 18.
They'll run it with Johnson. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Duke Johnson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Texans push further out in front. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. 25 yards, the pickup there, and also a first down.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. On first down, Dobbins trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Here we go. Here we go. 26.
Throwing on 2nd down. Prescott. That's into the hands of Edwards. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
We saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. To the air again, Prescott. Got a man, it's Brown. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And again, it's Prescott. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. What a methodical drive. This is turning out to be, that time, 9 yards, and the sticks move again. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. He's got his man. It's Andrews. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
A 42-yard attempt.
And that hits the right upright and caroms away. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So he had a chance to get him on the board there, but unfortunately that big yellow metallic structure in the back of the end zone, it had other plans.
And that's one where kicker's watching it the whole way saying, oh no, don't hit it. Rats.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Showing it. Alert. To the car.
Back to the air. Watson on 2nd down. Eluding the pressure right. He'll run it. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
They'll run it with Johnson. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. So not just running into the punter, but roughing the punter.
And I'm struggling with this one. You know, you're watching it, partner. Is it more the first rather than the latter? This is a tough one. Almost feels like he felt like he had to call it on that play.
So a big break. The roughing the kicker called on 4th down leads to 1st and 10. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. The flag was down, so they took a shot, thinking it's on the defense. Let's see. Following the penalty, it's 1st and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options. Out of the gun, Watson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right.
Hey, 31! 56, Mike, 56!
From the 41, Watson. And Thomas has it. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 20-yard line. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And this is just outside the right upright. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. So without making excuses, you have to figure that this rain has had an impact now on both of his missed field goals.
It's one of those situations really difficult to practice for and tough to prepare yourself against. It's just a whole different animal kicking in the rain, and we've really seen him struggle.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 28.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Final play of the half, Prescott. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Garrett Conley. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So that PI call will give him one more play.
And it'll be an untimed play as well. Now the half will end after this one unless there's another defensive penalty.
There we go. Check 55 to Mike. Watch the screen. Pass.
The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Justin Tucker on for the field goal. A 64-yard attempt.
So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down, then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. This is Johnson, he's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the first down in the process.
First down, Houston.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. From the gun, here's Watson. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
On 2nd down, it's Johnson. And he'll get this down only to about the 46.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
To throw is Watson. To throw on third down. He's letting it. And this is caught inside the 5. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Texans push further out in front. Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And it is now 21-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. J.J. Watt has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Prescott now. And that's complete to Jeffrey. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Mike 5-5, Mike 55, Mike 5-5.
Prescott from the gun. And almost intercepted. That would have been his 3rd pick in this game alone. Instead, 4th down. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10.
Check right, check right. Check, 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 check. And let's go.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
3rd and 8.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on third down. A shotgun snap for Watson. They'll let this go for the end zone. Got a man open. It's Fuller for the Texans touchdown. Will Fuller with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it is 28-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Now a man open down the middle of the field. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Prescott now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Kerryon Johnson, the intended receiver, but it's going to be second down.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. A second down throw for Prescott. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll finally be taken down, but he gets inside the Houston 20. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
He's 47. Hey, 47. 26.
Prescott yet again. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw, trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
The throw once more on 2nd and 10. Prescott. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. They'll throw again. Prescott. He can run for it, and he will. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
47. Let's go, defense.
Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down.
Let's go, defense.
Here's Justin Tucker now for the Raven field goal try. This will be a 34-yard attempt. And that hits off the left upright, and it caroms away, no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And you just kind of get the sense that this team's been snake-bitten a little bit here. They just have not had anything go their way.
It's like they collectively walked under a ladder on their way into the stadium. What else could go wrong?
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. To throw is Watson. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge, and it's going to bring up 4th down. So here, the men in charge are going to be looking at whether or not the receiver had possession of the ball as he went out of bounds.
And they have to make sure that the receiver got both feet down in bounds as well.
Here's Brian Anger now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Here's Hill on the return. Well, nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. A first down throw for Prescott. Well, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, complete. It's Andrews. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Texans scoop it. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through. And that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. The throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense, because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
First down.
Here we go. Check. Fresno. Orbit. Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9". You're trapped. Let's go.
Now a first down throw, Watson. Steps away to his left. And he's going to keep it here. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Partner, it's often that man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. The former #1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney, able to record his 5th sack of the season. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Watson now to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
This goes to the goal line. You got to be very careful with the offense calls rub routes. When I call a pick, trying to screen you off from your coverage, does a nice job of avoiding that and helping force an incompletion.
The Texans on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 15.
Mike is 59. Mike to 59. He can't hang.
Watson now, operating from the gun. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know they're playing people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right.
Let's go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Marquise Brown, the rookie, his intended target, and it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
To throw is Prescott. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. J.J. Watt in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Prescott over the middle, and it's incomplete. Marquise Brown was the intended target, and it's 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and pick and pass.
And now here is another interception. Picked off near the 29. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Set. 19. Let's go, D.
And they will take a knee.